Hi, so in this video we are going to talk about the word bias, what it means, and what bias in documentaries means. So first off, what is bias? The word bias means prejudice or belief in favor or of against a certain thing, a person, or a group compared with one another. Bias is always considered, usually considered to be unfair. So in other words, bias means when you're showing one side as better or worse than another because you like it or believe it to be better than the other. So for example, I want to make a movie about lemurs. My personal bias is that lemurs are my favorite animal. All the things that probably I'm going to include in my documentary, like the facts and the ethos, pathos, logos, are probably going to be biased towards my opinion, which is that lemurs are super amazingly adorable. Okay, bias can be shown in many different ways. For example, it can be shown by word choice. Maybe in my movie, my documentary about lemurs, I choose to really only use positive words. And when a lemur is sleeping, I might call it adorable instead of lazy, right? Adorable is positive, lazy is negative. So word choice can show bias. Another way you can show bias is omission. That's leaving out facts that might make something look either more positive or more negative. Maybe lemurs, I don't know. I love lemurs, so I don't know anything negative lemurs do, but let's pretend that lemurs once killed a bird really violently. I don't know. I'm making this up. But if that was true, I might leave that out. That's going to be an omission, and that's going to make them look more positive than they are. I'm going to leave out the negative thing if my bias is positive. Also, you could include things. Maybe a lemur is like super cute and is a pet for some little cute kid. I'm going to include that, even though maybe that's, just a bunch of pathos and isn't even a fact at all, but I'm going to include that. Those are all things that could show my bias. Why is bias bad? Think about it this way. When I am biased towards something and I'm only giving you part of the story, it doesn't let you, the audience, make up your own minds. If lemurs really are amazingly cute animals, if that's really true, there should be enough facts to show it. I should be able to show you all the facts, and even if once they killed a cute bird, all the amazing facts about them should make up for a negative fact, right? So, really, if something is true, you shouldn't have to be biased when you're presenting it. Everyone is biased, right? We all have our own life experiences, our own opinions, so we're all biased. Documentaries are biased that way too. They're made by people. Plus, think about it this way. Documentaries are trying to persuade you of something. So they have a claim and they're trying to make you believe that claim. So it's up to you as the audience to look for this bias and see if you still believe their claim. So how can you find bias in a documentary? First off, if there's a lot of pathos in a documentary, that's probably bias, right? Because pathos is not made up of facts. Also, we kind of already talked about this, but if the ethos of the experts are only from one side, that is a bias where they are biased towards that one side. Also, if the facts they're showing are only positive or only negative, or then that's biased. Ideally, we'd want the facts to just be facts and not neutral. Also, if they're just using a bunch of opinions instead of facts, that's super biased. Word choice, how do they talk about something? Is it always negative, always positive, or do they try to use neutral words? And then another thing to look for is who is paid for the documentary, who made the documentary. So for example, maybe that documentary about cheap fashion and how it's really bad, maybe Gucci paid for that documentary because they do not have cheap fashion and they want people to buy Gucci. So anyway, that is how you can look for bias.